freshfigures.com, featuring all of your favorite action figure brands and much more. Freshfigures.com. Get them while they're fresh. Figures of Action here, and today we're going to take a look at the Articulated Icons action figures that I just got in the mail 2 days ago. I got them on Saturday, today's Monday. I got them right before I had to go to work on Saturday, so I was able to open them and take a couple of pictures of them in the box, and then I had to leave, and I didn't get to open them until Saturday night. I can tell you, the first time that you open these boxes, the hips are tight. I actually used hot water to loosen them up a little bit, and then again yesterday I used a hairdryer because each of these figures had a hip that was a little stiff, and I didn't want to force it and break it. We've got Solitaire, the modern ninja, on the left, and the basic red ninja there on the right. And today we're going to take a look at Solitaire first. Is that right? Okay.
And
The Solitaire came in a white box, as the other Articulated Icons do. There is a bio here on the side. Nice picture there on the other side. All the Articulated Icons are shown here on the back with their, can we do the opening credit scroll? There's a story there about the Articulated Icons. The fwoosh story. Yes, ninjas. The top of the box, the fwoosh, Articulated Icons, the Feudal series. These were available through a Kickstarter.
tell them about the candy hand.
Hand candy.
Yeah.
They were originally available through a Kickstarter, which I failed to back because they seemed too expensive and too long of a wait. So I didn't, and then they had a pre-order, and I was still on the fence about spending more than my normal $20 on a figure because I'm a big Legends guy. But I'm happy to say that even with the price of about $40 a piece, basic red ninja was about 40. Solitaire there was 45. I'm happy to say that I was not disappointed spending $90 on two ninjas. Inside the box, there's a clear tray that holds the figure. They have included Figma type bags for your accessories, little Ziploc bags, and the backdrop, similar to the NECA boxes, has a dojo wall screen type background that you could use. And since I've got two figures now, I've got two of these awesome backdrops for pictures. We'll move this over here and take a look at Solitaire. Solitaire is the modern ninja. He came with two swords, the scabbards to hold them, a gun, and a silencer. He also came with infrared goggles, which are rubber, and they just slip over the top of his head.
There's some green ones. Just reminding you.
They're rubber, and since these guys are a little bit smaller than Legends, I would not recommend putting these on your Legends because you will probably stretch them out. So he came with the red goggles, and he also has night vision goggles in green. This guy's eyes are painted glowing red, and they are so
Cool.
awesome that I actually like the look of him better not wearing the goggles. I have found a nice medium there, having the goggles around the neck. It's included accessories. Before we talk about the articulation and sculpt and paint and all that, are 2 short swords that fit into this scabbard. Now, I was able to get the scabbard easily into the peg hole there, but I had a harder time working it into the back. If I can get this guy to stand up for a second. The scabbard itself is pretty cool because these both pop out of this. This is designed to where it's flat on one side and rounded on the other. So they only fit in there in one direction. They only fit in like this. But with the peg design, you can have it go to the left or to the right, and you can put it on his back or here. It comes with 2 short swords. The swords don't fit really tight into the scabbards, so how you put them on, and I don't even know if scabbard is the right word for a Japanese short sword.
Maybe it is.
But because they are kind of loose, you'd want to have these up when posed on the figure, at least on mine. This figure is
awesome.
Amazing. Yes, he is awesome. Now, he's a little smaller than Marvel Legends, but he is, just to give you an idea of how big the Solitaire Modern Ninja is. I've got some co-stars for today's video. Here is
Michelle.
I think it's Motoko. Ghost in the Shell Motoko Kusanagi figure from Figma. Shin Urso from the Black series, who's a little smaller.
Than others.
Smaller as well than Solitaire. We've got the Mezco MKX Scorpion here, who is almost the same size as...
Is Deadpool a ninja?
not exact. He's a mercenary.
You could make him a ninja.
The Mezco Scorpion is almost the same size there as Solitaire, but Solitaire is a little smaller than your regular 6.5 inch Marvel Legends. Solitaire is probably closer to 6 inches. Here he is with the Marvel Legends Deadpool from the Juggernaut wave, and you can see that he's not quite as tall there.
Deadpool,
So,
what are you doing here? You're not a ninja.
Deadpool's a little tall. Deadpool's outfit is ninja-like, even though he is not a ninja.
Turned his suit out of a Spider-Man suit to make him Deadpool. That's what he named himself.
I think that was in the script for the original Deadpool movie. Solitaire here is articulated with a ball jointed neck. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, he's got this little
What are we gonna measure?
wrap around his neck that is removable if you pop the head off. Similar to the X-Force Deadpool with the wrap around his neck. He's got these shoulder straps that are removable if you pop the arms off. All the articulated icons, their arms will pop out so that you can swap them with the arms pack that they have. He's got ball jointed shoulders, a bicep, a swivel, double jointed elbows, and these ball peg wrists similar to the ones that Mezco used. The hands pop off, and there's a ball joint underneath that actually has a ball peg on it. You can see there. So, and I bet these come off too. They do. right, and he's got trigger fingers on both hands. He's got a diaphragm swivel and a waist swivel. He's got a belt with pouches sculpted on. He's got his 9mm and a silencer that both fit into the holster. Now I think the tip of the silencer that's made to go into the gun is designed more to go down into the holster because it's got a hole there for it, as well as a hole for the end of the gun, if y'all can see that. He's got the T-bar hips, and he's got a pretty good range of motion because he's a ninja. His legs go out pretty far. He's got the upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, a shin swivel there at the boot, and ankle pivot. This is by far the figure that I wanted the most from the Articulated Icons line back when it was first announced with their Kickstarter, but I waited 2 years, and now I finally got this guy in my hands, and he does not disappoint. The Solitaire is a fantastic figure. Yes, it's a great ninja. Couldn't recommend him enough. And they had a test sale over Labor Day weekend of the fwoosh store, selling the Articulated Icons, and I think that they're going to open it up again soon. It was just a test run the first time, but I was able to grab Solitaire, and I was able to grab a basic Red Ninja. A basic Red Ninja did come with more accessories than Solitaire for a few dollars less, but he's an amazing figure.
And that's amazing. It costed less and it has more accessories.
He has the same articulation as a Solitaire, although his is done a little differently because of the ninja outfit that he's wearing, which is different from the Solitaire's. And he came with a long sword and a short sword, and they both fit onto his back in scabbards similar to those of a Solitaire. Although one is longer and one is shorter, Solitaire just came with 2 short swords. This guy also includes a long sword. And they fit into the scabbards about the same way, and they do come out just about as easily. So if you have them in there, I would also recommend placing the handles up so the swords don't fall out. He comes with a shoulder strap that goes over his shoulder and around his side, and it's got a peg hole in it as well as one there in his back. He can also wear the swords here on his belt. His articulation's a little different than the Solitaire's, as the diaphragm joint's a little lower, but he does have the waist swivel as well. Something that he included, the basic ninja included, the Solitaire did not have. And of course, this guy doesn't have a gun either, so maybe it's a fair trade-off. He has a throwing knife. It fits very nicely into his sword hands. He has fist hands. He has fighting, chopping hands as well. And his hands pop on and off the same way that Solitaire's did in the video. He also comes with 2 different head sculpts. This one is shown here with the hood down. If you pop the hood off, or the head off, you can actually put the hooded one on with that same head. We'll show that real quick. And we'll show the other head. Now, these are a little hard to pop on and off. They fit very snug. In just a second.
Okay.
But he looks great with that hood on. And he's got some pretty awesome painted green eyes on both head sculpts. Here is the other head sculpt. It is a different style of, it's got a much tighter head wrap on it than the other one did, as opposed to being a hood. My favorite look is, as we started with the Ninja, which is the this head, but with the hood down. I like that a little bit better than this one, but it's just up to your, however you want to have the Ninjas pose. I will tell you that these guys, if you're used to Legends, these guys are a little smaller, and they're also a little heavier, where Legends might have hollow upper bodies, I'm guessing. These guys are solid. They're heavier. The Mezco figures are like that too. They're solid. The Mezco Mortal Kombat figures that they made a couple of years ago, that these guys are closest in size to of anything else I have in my collection. Okay, I want to say that they're probably a true 6-inch scale. We will take a look at how tall these guys are real quick. And since we took a look at the articulation on Solitaire, we're not going to take a look at the articulation on the Red Ninja because it's the same, except for where the diaphragm joint is. Would you like to help us see how tall these are real quick? I would certainly appreciate that. You need me to hold them or move them or anything? Let's see. Why don't you put the ruler where you can, and I'll put these guys
where you can.
Yes. So, or hold this up straight. So, the basic Red Ninja looks like he's just under 6 inches. He's a little closer to 5.5, 5 3/4. Go ahead.
So like it's in the middle of 6 and 5.
It looks like he was about 5 3/4. You got it?
Yes.
We'll take a look and see how tall Solitaire is. Solitaire is also about 5 and.
Yeah.
You say 5 3/4?
No, like it's in the middle of 5 and 6.
All right.
Can I tell the audience what this one reminds me of?
Yeah, you can tell everybody.
It reminds me from that scouting guy from the night before Christmas.
Jack Skellington Ninja?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, it reminds me of him.
Huh. Is it the skull face?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. These articulated icons that were available from the fwoosh.com Kickstarter, and again in pre-order, and then again in the Labor Day sale, will be available again soon. Do not expect to spend. These aren't Legends, and they're not Legends prices. These guys are more expensive, but I think that they're worth it.
$100.
These two guys shipped cost $90 for both of them. So yeah, it was a little more than I'm used to spending on two figures, because I'm used to spending $20 on Legends instead. And these guys were a bit more, and I am not disappointed. I will try and pick up some more figures in the future when they open up the store again. I am hoping to be able to get Shinobi and probably the Temple Guardian.
What about the blue ninja?
That's the Shinobi. He's a deluxe ninja in blue. Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I think. Well, this has been a Figures of Action look at two of the new Articulated Icons action figures from the fwoosh. Solitaire and the basic Ninja in red. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
I like to hate YouTubers like
Thank-
Anti-DM.
Thanks for watching.